Hi everyone, this is my reflection video on human trafficking. Um, I'm just going to start out by saying some of the myths and facts that surprised me from your guys' pretest. The first one was true or false, Michigan has the highest human trafficking cases reported. I put true. I've heard that Michigan has pretty bad numbers when it comes to human sex trafficking. Um, but it doesn't surprise me that California is actually first. That seems like a place where a lot of people, there's just a lot of people in general, and you know, probably easier to prey upon there. Um, and then the fifth one, myth or fact, only women and girls can be victims of trafficking. Obviously, I knew that was a myth, but I didn't know that half of the victims reported are male, which was very surprising. Because you only really hear about women in general. Um, I liked the point that you guys brought up that this is considered modern day slavery. I didn't really ever think about it in that way, but that's absolutely right. I mean, once you think about it, they're very similar. You're paying, for somebody to basically be a slave. So, and then the fact that the traffickers get paid $150 billion a year, which I find that so sickening. They're making money off of people, and it's that much a year. Um, and I really liked the video with Barbara, how she was a victim when she was 12. She ran away, she said, which 12 was, that she was abused, and that's so sad that she thought running away at 12 years old would be better than living at home. Um, and she said that heroin saved her life, which that's probably the one and only time I will ever hear that in my life. She said it helped her survive because it made her numb to what was happening, what her life really was when she was a part of the human sex trafficking. So, she said she didn't get to experience her first kiss, but she had I don't remember, some old man die on top of her, which is horrible. Um, and then Lauren's story in Seattle, I think it's really sad the way that these people manipulate. It just goes to show that, you know, people will get away with it if they want. The way that they manipulate and take advantage is scary and, I don't know, makes me sick. Um, they acted like they were her friends. She was young and a young adult, 18, and they acted like a friend. Somebody's coming out of college or going into college and wants friends, and they acted like they were, and they gave her money and gifts and bought her coffee, and then obviously things took a dark turn and they made her do things she never expected to do. Um, and then obviously she got away, which was great. Yeah. So right off the bat, when I saw this topic, I immediately thought of the movie Taken. I'm sure you've all seen it. I think that's the first time I was really exposed to human sex trafficking and what it is. Obviously, that movie came out, I don't know which year, but I was still young when I watched it the first time. And, um, the daughter goes away to, I don't remember the country, out of the country, and, these men find her and her friend, and they, yeah, end up taking her. And so that's the first time I really kind of was exposed to what this is and what it entails and how scary it is. Um, and then you guys talked about debt bondage, which I never heard of before, so that was interesting to learn about and something new, which is still very sad. Um, and then the other TED Talks you guys had, Kanani, the doctor, she was in the operating room, and this woman came in for surgery, and they noticed her dollar sign tattoo, and they didn't know what it meant. And then obviously it was something to do with sex trafficking, and so she basically said that as healthcare, workers, you need to be educated on this topic and what it all entails and how to notice those things when they come in to be taken care of. Um, and then Kayla, I thought that was really brave of you to share your story. I really appreciate it because it just goes to show that this can happen anywhere. It can happen to anyone. I mean, you were sitting at the bar at Applebee's where I've been too many times I can count anymore. Um, and I'm so glad those girls acted like your friend for the meantime. Um, yeah, like you said, who knows what would have happened if they didn't. Um, and then our laws and acts, will they be enough? I don't think so. Like you said, with slavery, it wasn't enough, and people always kind of find a way around things, and which is sad, but it's true. They'll still do what they want to do and find a way to manipulate to get what they want. And then lastly, you guys asked us to research a different country, and so I decided to do Ireland because I'm actually going to be, well, I was supposed to go this May. Obviously, that's not happening anymore, so I'll be going next year. Um, so I looked it up, and they have a law or an act in place. It was updated last in 2013 from what I found. It basically just says under these acts, courts can impose penalties of up to life imprisonment and unlimited fines on those convicted of trafficking people for labor or sexual exploitation, removing a person's organs, forced criminality, or forced begging. So, I don't know, there's a lot more on it. But I did find that they're not doing enough, which I'm sure a lot of countries aren't doing enough. It's probably not first on their list, even though it's obviously a huge problem. Um, and then I found some stats that just kind of said the real rate isn't reported correctly. It's actually like 50% higher than what they're reporting. So, for example, there was 179 actual trafficking victims in Ireland in 2016 compared to the number that was reported, which was 95. So, you're not really seeing the full story here. And there's a higher percentage of females being victims, so that's kind of scary. But obviously, it comes down to just watch your surroundings. Don't go places alone. I mean, I I don't even like to go to the mall alone anymore, let alone a different country. So, just be smart. Watch out. Watch yourself. Obviously, as a female, men will want to prey upon us. And it's kind of scary because they have females to hired like to help them lure in us because they act like a friend or somebody who's going to help, and then it ends up being just a trick. So basically, yeah, just be safe, watch yourself, and that's all I got.